Hi, I'm Sheila Heelan, and welcome to the Happiness Series. Hi, I'm Sheila Heelan, and welcome back to HappinessSeries.com. We are here again with Tony LeRoy. So we were talking last time about creating, and extending moments of joy. Why?
There's optimists and then there's pessimists. And if we look at the vibration as an intuitive, I'm always working with vibrations. Healers work with vibrations. Every one of us feels a vibratory rate. Whether we're around someone who's negative, we immediately feel kind of like a little heavy and bogged down and just kind of like trapped. Or when you could feel when you're with someone who's more of an optimist or more positive, and it's stimulating and exciting. It almost like your mind opens up and you start to see things in a more clear and positive way. And as I was saying, like when we work in this vibration of just kind of like extending these moments and choosing to kind of like, you know what, I'm stepping out of the heavy and I'm going to move into the light. I'm going to step into the light. I'm going to be more of a light vibration. You know how they say like attracts like? It's like a lot of attractions everywhere right now. And if we allow ourselves to come into that place of kind of like start putting out that vibe, putting out that vibratory rate of just kind of like being more optimistic and being more alive, everything changes. Everyone starts to come, more positive people start to show up. The coincidences start to show up a little quicker. We know those coincidences when you're in alignment and you need something, it just shows up.
And it's true, it really does. It does.
Right, and so that what happens is that we give ourselves that space and permission to feel good. And then it's infectious. It just kind of like shows up and it radiates everywhere. And people start to respond to us in a different way.
That's true, because if you're having a bad day, doesn't your day seem to get worse?
Right.
And if you're having a good day, then it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how great my day was.
Right, and the way to create those better days is to also, when you can know it in the beginning, like with those coffee hours where you're like, I feel like crap, right? And so what you could do is just like, all right, I'm going to step out of this moment. How am I going to change this? What's my day? We talked about before about setting intentions and creating those moments. There's a power in giving yourself permission. I'm going to be an optimist right now, And when we're too bogged down into it, we have to say, this is it. I'm in a funk. Owning that funk will also create the shift. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do, because, there's times when, and it doesn't even mean whether something good or bad happens. We don't even have to judge that, because I know, like, if I'm having a great day and I'm driving in my car, somebody cuts me off, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. They probably had, a bad day. But if I'm in a bad mood and somebody cuts me off, I'm like,
right.
It's a whole different story.
It's a whole different story, and it could be like you go the whole day, excuse my language, pissing vinegar, but then what you do is you give yourself, at the end of the day, just going, you know what, I'm going to let that day go. I'm going to let that day go. And, just to get back to the point, it's like if we allow ourselves to be more optimistic, if we allow ourselves to choose to kind of like say, you know what, I'm going to change my vibe. I'm going to raise my vibe from sad to joy.
Right.
Or even from sad to okay.
Right.
Sometimes just okay is okay.
Okay sometimes is way better than what you're feeling right then.
Exactly. And so just raising it up, just a little bit of an octave, creates a profound shift. And again, as we talked about like attracting like, we started allowing for easeful moments, and we start to allow ourselves to be present. We start to allow ourselves to start seeing things in a whole new way, and we start feeling much better. And our body changes. Like as you know, with yoga, it's kind of like blood pressure drops.
Absolutely.
You're able to breathe a little bit deeper. You're feeling good. You start to
breathe.
Yeah, it's just like your muscles relax, and there's just more of an easeful moment.
Well, at this peaceful ease, we're going to say goodbye for today. But Tony is staying yet again. We're so excited, so happy about that. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.